Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer and Rajesh Pillai joins me again today from Kerala, Trivandrum, I think, or Kochi. I would know, he can clarify this. What's important is what is happening on the follow-up after the arrest that took place of PFI. In the previous conversation that we had with Sree Pillai, the PFI arrest had not taken place. So much water has flown down the Ganga since the last time we had a conversation with him. PFI arrest happened. PFI is now banned. So what is the fallout of this? Because we are hearing a lot of stories that many PFI members may be actually ministers in the current Pinarayi Vijayan government. Maybe there are some ex-ministers also, all that stuff and more. So let's welcome our guest of the evening, Rajesh Pillai ji. Rajesh ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaste, Namaskaram. I'm so happy to be back here with you, Sree. It was a wonderful experience last time, so I hope we'll have a very good conversation this time also. I am from Thiruvananthapuram.
Thiruvananthapuram. Wonderful. Yeah, sir, before I yield the floor to you, sir, just 1 second. Please like this video, viewers. The last video is headed towards 100,000 views. I'd like this to exceed that because there's even more information that's coming from Kerala because we have a lot more now. So please like this video and also like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. Rajesh ji, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sree. I will start from the beginning. I mean, the thing that brought PFI into limelight once again, because otherwise they are very quiet. They are very, underground type of people. So PFI was banned along with a few other organizations on September 28, and raids had taken place on the previous night. I mean, previous day. Early morning raids happened in Kerala, all over Kerala, and in some other states also. But Kerala is as you mentioned just before the start of this live, Kerala is for them, that is a factory from where they started their work and from where they expanded to other states, including Tamil Nadu and even North India. So Kerala has been a laboratory for them, where they started, where they actually gained strength and then moved to other places. It was a very planned thing. It was not just, an organic growth of any other party or an organization. This was planned. They never ventured out of Kerala till one stage where they felt they were confident to, explore North India, especially North India. Kerala and Tamil Nadu, they were together because two organizations merged and they became the PFI. So along with PFI, for your viewers, I'm just explaining the thing. Along with PFI, which is Popular Front of India, other organizations were also banned. One is called the Rehab India Foundation. Rehab India Foundation is very important because I'll tell you why it is so important. Rehab India Foundation is a NGO that has offices in Delhi. Then Campus Front, the student wing of Popular Front. Then All India Imams Council was also banned. And then NCHRO. NCHRO and Rehab Foundation are the real organizations to be taken note of, other than PFI. And then, of course, there were Women's Front was there, Junior Front was there, Empower India Foundation was there, so many names. And there is another Rehab Kerala Foundation also. So that was also banned. All these organizations together, their agenda was to actually the SIMI agenda. To tell you very, categorically, it was SIMI agenda. India's, what you say, save India through Islam. That was the SIMI's slogan. And the same thing, but in a more organized and very, very clandestine manner, they were trying to organize this organization. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that PFI ban, after it happened, it was all of us, it was definitely a sudden shock to PFI and central agencies. Though it was a multi-agency operation, the information was not leaked. That was the main thing. And why it was not leaked? Because Kerala police had no hint about it. And Kerala government also, I think the senior most people including the DG, was informed just hours before the actual raid started. They didn't ask for any assistance from Kerala police. CRPF Jawans were there with them with automatic weapons and other things. So they were actually, the state administration along with the PFI were taken aback, and special transport aircraft came to Thiruvananthapuram and took all these people. 19 leaders were arrested from Kerala. All were taken in that special. It's a transport aircraft, military aircraft. So these were all signs, these were all symbolic in nature also. So anyway, everyone was taken aback. And now after the ban, what happened? After the ban, actually, once the central government bans an organization for anti-India activity, there are certain things that the state government should follow up, like sealing the offices, arresting the local cadres, questioning them for any other information that could be useful to the central agencies to carry forward their investigation. I'm sure nothing of that sort happened. Of course, there were few offices that were sealed, maybe less than 10. And after that, as you know, in the last few days, CPM's very senior leader, Kodiyeri Balakrishnan, he passed away. So after that, every media, every discussion, everything was regarding that laws, what will happen to the CPM and all. In between, this side was completely neglected. It is like that, in the modern time, all media, they run after one issue to another. So once a new something new crops up, then the other thing is simply sidelined or forgotten. So that is what happened here also. And I can tell you, at least in the last 2-3 days, none of the offices were sealed, nothing was changed, and no raids have taken place in Kerala. I mean, this is my information. I try to gather information from many sources. Nothing of that sort has happened. And actually, it is giving them time to change that office premises to some other name, register some other organization, and start functioning. And in between, there was another case where one PFI leader, his vegetable shop or something in Pathanamthitta district, he was trying to dig out inside his shop. He closed the shop and he was trying to remove things from below the ground and trying to move them out of that place with a vehicle and all. It was recorded in CCTV. No action was taken. And you know why this is not why this is happening? The chief minister, after the ban, he convened a meeting of all senior police officials, and what he said was very clear. You can read in between lines. He said, "No victimization. You have to do things according to the law, but no victimization." That is something he reiterated more than once. What does it mean? No victimization, no witch hunting. People should not feel that you are hunting them. So these kind of messages have gone to the senior police officials. So that means go slow, nothing else. You go slow, go soft. And this is happening. And this is one part of it. On the other side, the ban and uh, the uh, the explanation or the responses from the political parties. The new party secretary of CPM, he said, "I don't welcome the ban. I don't support the ban." He said, "I won't support the ban." Yeah, the same stand was taken by almost all the left leaders. And on the other side, UDF, which is a Congress-led political alliance, their party leader, VD Sadishan, he is the parliamentary party leader of the Congress party. He said you should ban RSS also. Why only PFI? Ban RSS. Then that became a chorus all over Kerala. Why you are banning PFI alone? Why you are not banning RSS? So please don't think that this is just a political this thing. It is a very cleverly crafted, narrative. If you ban RSS, if you ban PFI, you ban RSS. But the question that should be asked is banning PFI like banning RSS? RSS has faced a ban before, more than once. But that was of a political nature. It has nothing to do with international terrorism, international links, black funds, or anything like that. It was purely political. But this is not something like that. If you want to compare PFI ban, you should compare it with the ban of Al Qaeda, Jaish-e-Mohammed, or Indian Mujahideen, not with RSS or any other organization, even if it is CPM or any other political party or any other organization like that. But this narrative has been clearly taken. So all this together, put together, gives a very positive, very supportive environment for PFI cadres to regroup, reorganize, and restart their activity in some other, under the garb of some other organization. They have definitely many organizations. Um, they had training centers. Don't forget, almost 30,000 trained cadres are there. 30,000 minimum, I am saying, minimum. Lakhs of supporters are there. For 30,000 really trained cadres are there. I don't think even a terrorist organization in Kashmir will have that much count, but it is there. So they are not going to sit idle. They are going to reorganize, and this stand by almost all the political parties except the BJP. BJP made some, uh, I mean, had a press conference by their party leader and all, but that's it, nothing more. But this is giving a very supportive and positive environment for PFI cadres to regroup. Now, coming to your thumb regarding the infiltration of PFI into the state missionary, state ministers are involved. There are no ministers actually who were PFI members or who are PFI members overtly. But definitely there are people who have been sympathetic to PFI, who are sympathetic to PFI, and who were part of SIMI. SIMI was there. SIMI, you remember, it's a band
Yeah,
organization
yeah.
and the earlier avatar of PFI. Actually, PFI would not have faced this ban, I feel, if PFI had not gone the SIMI way. But people like leaders like P. Koya and other people, they are from Simi, and they are so fanatic in nature and so that radical. They want to they want to actually create another Simi out of PFI. But other leaders of PFI were a bit cautious. They knew what will happen to PFI if they go the Simi way. But actually, they could not control, or these people, they took over the organization, or they took it for a ride, whatever it is. So PFI was banned on the basis of very clear evidence. And in Kerala, you can say that PFI has penetrated into many political parties, including the CPM. That is my contention. And I'm not saying this without just like that as a accusation. There are many people who are, and we have been saying it for a long time, people who are CPM during the day and PFI during the night. This has been happening at local level all over. And why CPM is encouraging it, or why CPM pretends that nothing of that sort is happening? I'll tell you. In 2019, the Lok Sabha election, the left had a real bashing out because of Shabarimala issue. We have 20 Lok Sabha seats in Kerala, and 19 went to UDF, not to BJP or any other organization, but to UDF. And CPM was defeated everywhere except one place, which is Alappuzha. And the Alappuzha MP, his name is A.M. Arif. Please note that he was the first person to come out against PFI ban. He's a CPM MP, and he came out openly and he said, "This is fascism. You should not have banned the PFI." He was the first MP, and he was the only person who won the election from left to front in 2019. So CPM, I think, after that election, they learned their lessons. They knew that Hindus are against them because of Shabarimala. It will take time to cool down. That cooling period is there, but then they wanted to really have the a guarantee or a security. So they actually they supported the radical elements among the Muslims, that is PFI, and there are some other organizations like that. People like me, we really believe that going through the election results of 2021 assembly elections in Kerala, where left front got the second time, they returned to power. It's against norms in Kerala, because every 5 year it is either UDF, then LDF comes, then it is again Congress. So things were like that for the last many years. So this time CPM came back to power, and the real reason is the vote margin. If you study the vote margin in many places, PFI cadres or PFI people, they encouraged voting for the left front, not for the Congress front, left front. That is why they got so many seats, especially in Muslim strongholds, where they defeated Indian Union Muslim League members or in Congress candidates. But PFI was for left front, and left front, especially CM Pinarayi Vijayan, he knows that very well. So they have been always sympathetic towards them. So there the answer, is clear. Why Pinarayi Vijayan said, "Go slow, never have any witch hunting." He can't do otherwise, because he has some obligation towards these people. Now, coming to the direct link. Yeah, please.
Just as a real quick question before we go to the next one, next section of the talk. Rajesh ji, 30,000 cadre, is this just in Kerala, sir?
Yes. Yes,
Because,
that is
yeah, because,
that.
yeah,
I mean, I can't. I don't have any proof, but I was talking to
right,
an
right, right.
intelligence person, and he was
Mhm.
telling me this is their assessment. They had training centers here, sir. Even
Yeah.
yesterday, some report came about a training center in Karnataka, and there were this officer was telling me that people from other states were also coming there. Committed cadres,
And
I'm talking about.
yeah, so my numbers are 50,000 in India. So 30,000 in Kerala is very, very possible. So let's say there's 50,000 people. Who is funding the sustenance of these people? They're training. They have to, still get some money. They're all, they know that they are going to go to, I don't know, wherever, and be enjoying whatever. So their parents have to be, taken care of, something like that. So where is the funding for all this coming from, sir?
Sir, there is a key to the whole thing. If you want to justify in the coming days, the central government, the agencies, they have to actually bring proof for this money trade. I believe that there are two ways of bringing funds. Definitely, these funds are coming from abroad, no doubt about that. So actually, they were using the Hawala, which we talked last time, remittance from NRIs, but that won't be enough for such a huge funding to carry on with this infrastructure for so many years like this. So definitely there has to be some other sponsor from outside India, and that is where Turkey comes into picture. I believe that after 2018 meeting PFI leaders had with Turkish officials and IHH members. IHH, as you know, is a terror funding agency run by the Turkey government, which has close connections with Turkish intelligence also. So this agency, IHH, these PFI leaders, they went all the way to Istanbul and met them, and even submitted a copy of Mission 2047. Uh, I hope you will explain about Mission 2047, which is to create an Islamic Republic in India by the 100th year of independence. So there is another Mission 2047 for public eye. That is not the real project report. The real project report is something else. The project report they have kept for the public viewing is something else. Overall development of Muslim community, Dalits, 𝙤𝙬𝘗𝑆, something like that. But the actual thing is creating an Islamic Republic by 2047. That is a mission 2047. So, for an organization like IHH or for Turkey, which imagines itself to be the caliphate of international Islamic world. So this project report will be very promising and very attractive. So I believe that the money must have come from there, and it has to be a huge help, because otherwise they cannot fund things like this. As you rightly pointed out, they are supporting families, they are supporting conversion rackets, even they had connections with hawala groups and all, conversion rackets also. So that is one point which I want to tell you. There is an organization called Satya Sarani.
Rajeshji, just
Satya Sarani.
Rajeshji, just before you go, I want to show one other thing for our viewers. Sorry to interrupt you. My
Please.
viewers will tear me apart, but I need to show something. I don't know if you have read this book, Rajeshji, Who Painted My Money White?
Yeah.
I wrote this book, and I have another theory. It's my belief that close to 4 lakh crores of fake currency has come in during the UPA regime, and perhaps even a little bit into the Modi regime. And this money has a fairly large multiplier effect, like 10x. So once you start looking at all the things you said, plus how much they are paying above market price to buy critical real estate areas all along Kaveri River, any land that is coming for sale is being picked up by Kerala, by Muslims. Where are they getting the money from? So the government has tried to close some of the loops. Yeah, you're saying something, sir.
Yeah. Please carry on.
So the government has tried to close some loops, but the other loops exist. The reason I put up my book is you understand how money laundering is done in that. You understand how the hawala trails are done in that, and you understand why people, honest, hardworking people, are forced to help some of these units because of the largesse that is being showered on them, literally showered on them. The story is fiction, but it's based on some facts. Please take my word for it.
Yes.
I wouldn't have written. I'm sorry, I'm not telling you, sir. I'm telling my viewers. It's based on a lot of facts. I can't tell the facts. I can't tell the names. So I just put fictional names and I played the whole story out. But what is there? The crux of what is described in that book is all true. All true. So I just want to tell our viewers this. Thank you, viewers. And back to you, Rajesh.
Yeah. That book is very valuable. I think it gives some rare insights. I think the viewers should read it. So as we said, the funding is one part which you can be sure about. And coming to their infiltration into the system. So one thing is, I'm sure that they have infiltrated the CPM, and CPM has actually accommodated them because for political dividends. That is one thing. On the other side, in those who know Kerala politics, they know that there is another political coalition led by Congress, which is called UDF. And the second largest party in UDF, actually they are the biggest party, but Congress is leading it for namesake. It's IUML, that is Indian Union Muslim League. Indian Union Muslim League is the actually has the controlling stakes in UDF. That is the truth, because they have very strong base in Malappuram and other places, and they have been in mainstream politics for a long time. They even had chief minister, speaker, ministers, and all whenever Congress was ruling. But in the last many years, and they always take credit saying that after 92 Ayodhya incident, Kerala did not have any communal rights because of IUML. To some extent, that is true also, because IUML leaders came out in open and they said, no, no, there should not be any communal disturbances in Kerala, and people should, take control of their emotions and all at that time, especially Muslims. So that time it happened like that. But after that, after 92 or for the last 10, 15 years, radical elements have penetrated into IUML also, which is very clear. After the PFI ban, there was utter confusion in Indian Union Muslim League. Some leaders were supporting it, some leaders supporting in the sense they said, oh, see, we had already warned you, we told you earlier also, you should not have gone that way. Something like that, some patronizing attitude. But there were others who were openly against it. Then the IUML leadership had to come and create a sense of unity, and they said we are against PFI. But there are very prominent leaders and ex-ministers who publicly said that. One person even actually, giving an example, he said you should have gone slow. We both of us, we have the same destination. Actually, you had a reckless driving, and this is what happened, meaning that we are also going that same way, but you should we are very careful, which you were not. That is why this happened, this accident happened to you. So that is one way of saying that you are right, but you should have been more careful. That is one thing. There are many leaders like that who are openly sympathizing with the PFI in Congress. Now coming to the ministry in Kerala, I told you about CM Pinarayi Vijayan's attitude. He, he has no sympathy towards Islamic, radical Islam or something. It's only politics. But there are others who are not like that. There is an MLA, left front MLA called KT Jelly. He was an ex-minister also. There are so many controversies surrounding him, including the gold, this case and all. That is why he was not made minister this time, because of the controversies. But he was recently in news for a Facebook post where he wrote down Azad Kashmir. He went to Kashmir on a visit as part of a parliamentary delegation, or MLA's delegation or something like that. And he wrote about Kashmir, criticizing BJP, saying that everyone is angry. Those are his political positions. But he distorted the history of Kashmir, and there were factual errors also. I'm not going into that. But he deliberately called it Azad Kashmir. The Pakistan occupied Kashmir was mentioned as Azad Kashmir in more than one places. Then there was a controversy, huge controversy. We all took it up, and then he was not at all apologetic. He said, I had put it in inverted commas, but that was only in one place. Even if he puts it in an inverted comma, he should not be using. He is a public servant. He is an MLA, but he used it Azad Kashmir. Then there was big controversy, and then CPM directed him to withdraw that post, and he withdrew it. So that is one thing. KT Jalil is an ex-SIMI cadre. He was not just a cadre, he was a leader of SIMI. Now he says that I have no connection with SIMI, but every action of KT Jalil shows that the ideology is very much alive within him. You understand? So that is one KT Jalil. So he is very close to the chief minister also. Then there is another minister, and maybe our viewers, they don't know, there are two Muslim leagues. One is Indian Union Muslim League, and there is a breakaway faction which has gone to the left side, leftist. They have also kept a part of Muslim League. So that is called Indian National League, INL. And INL has a minister in today's Kerala ministry. His name is Ahmed Devarkovil. He has the port portfolio, something like that. He is a first-time minister. And he has connection with the Rehab India Foundation. Rehab India Foundation, he was an active person of Rehab India Foundation. And there is another INL leader called Mohd Suleiman. And just remember, Mohd Suleiman is the All India President of Indian National League, of which Minister Ahmad Devarkovil is a member. And this same person, he is the National Vice President of Rehab Foundation also, which is now banned. So you can imagine a banned organization's national vice president is the all India president of the one of the main parties, main political party ruling Kerala. Now they say we have resigned and we have no connection with them. It was just an NGO, nothing like that. And BJP state president, actually he called a press conference and he asked for this man's resignation also, but nothing happened. And there is I don't know whether Sriji, you have heard about PC George. He's a he has been an MLA for a long time. He is an independent now, but this time he was defeated because he spoke against Islamic radical Islam, PFI and all. So they made it a point to defeat him. Last time he won as an independent despite Congress and CPM gunning for him, because he had a lot of popularity in his constituency. But this time they made it a point to defeat him by every every trick of the trade, because they didn't want him in the state assembly. He is one person. He has a Christian background. He is one person who has been openly criticizing radical Islam, and there were many cases taken against him, criminal cases taken against him for speaking like that. And after PFI ban, he came out in the open and he alleged that Minister Riaz, he is also sympathetic to PFI. He has connections with PFI. That is what he has alleged. There is no proof given, but he openly said that Muhammad Riaz, who is incidentally the son-in-law of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, he is the son-in-law of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. He has PFI connections. That is what PC George said. So all in all these people have some degree of connections or sympathy with PFI, at least politically, because last time politically they helped them to retain power. That is one thing. Now, if I have time, I'll just quickly mention about the infiltration into police also. There was a report in Malayalam Manorama. Malayalam Manorama is a leading newspaper. They won't publish a report without verifying things. They are very careful about that. They said that there are 873 police officers who are being probed for radical sympathy. I mean, sympathy towards radical organization like PFI. Next day, Kerala police denied the whole thing, denied the report. They said it is without base, it is baseless. But they didn't say whether what is baseless, whether it is the number or whether it is the news that there are people who are sympathizing with PFI within Kerala police. They didn't clarify anything. They said that report is simply baseless. That's all. So, I mean, that is not at all convincing. And I can tell you that there are many people who are sympathizers of PFI in police. There have been at least 3 people. Actually, the proof against them were brought out by somebody else, and action had to be taken. That is why action has been taken. On Hartal, the last person who was arrested, who was suspended and arrested, was one person called Siyad. On Hartal day, he left his police station and went to a nearby place and help PFI leaders who were arrested there. So that is one thing. And there have been other incidents from Idiki and other places where PFI, I mean, leaders were given list of local RSS leaders by the police officials. And incidentally, NIA has now found out that these people are keeping, PFI has a list of around 400 people I mean, hit list of 400 people, mostly RSS leaders. So everything is connected in that way. And there have been, people have been saying for a long, long time that there is a WhatsApp group within Kerala police called 𝙤𝙀𝙤𝙤𝙦. 𝙤𝙀𝙤𝙤 means green light. There was a group in the beginning called 𝙤𝙀𝙤𝙤, and it was disbanded when controversy, I mean, the whole thing came into light. Then there was another group formed, 𝙤𝙀𝙤𝙤 2, and now I hear that it was also disbanded after, I mean, just before a SFI leader was killed by PFI activists in Ernakulam Maharajas called. The boy's name was Abhimanyu. It was a big political controversy. Just before that killing happened, this WhatsApp group was disbanded. I don't know if that has any connection. And there are many people who are sympathizing with PFI, and that is why I think NIA took a very strong decision not to let the local level police officers know about the raid upcoming, because it would have definitely leaked. There are many instances I can quote where information straight away goes to these people. So it is, the system has been completely infiltrated. And let me also mention about the PFI National Chairman Salam, OMA Salams, that is his name, Abdul Salam. He is a senior assistant in Kerala's electricity board, government electricity board. He is a senior assistant. He was suspended in 2020, and central agencies had asked the state government to take strict action against him because he has been part of PFI, and PFI had a lot of cases against, I mean, there were a lot of cases and criminal activities were taking place. So he was suspended, and he was kept, I mean, it was pending inquiry. But for 6 months he was suspended. I mean, that's the maximum period you can keep a government official under suspension. After that, you have to reinstate him or you have to give him salary. And for the last 2 years, he was given a salary, monthly salary, full salary of almost 70,000 rupees, 60,000, something like that. Why no action was taken? And now, after PFI ban, he was hurriedly dismissed. But that could be also another ploy, because dismissing him was done in a hurry, and no, I mean, there are certain protocols and other things to be taken care of. He will definitely challenge it in the court. So this is the kind of activities taking place here in Kerala. I'm sorry to say, I call it red jihad. Red jihad is a new thing in Kerala, where people pretend to be part of pretend to be CPM, and actually are part of Muslim radical organizations. It's a very dangerous situation, because CPM is the most powerful or most biggest cadre-based party in Kerala, and infiltration of these radical elements into that particular party is very dangerous. And many of the leaders, they know that. It is not that people are not aware, but the political situation is like that. No one wants to challenge or question CM, Chief Minister Pillai Vijay. So that's it. What else can I say? Add.
Rajesh, we have a whole slew of questions from our users, but before we go there, I have one question for you, sir. One of the founders of SIMI, after it was banned or during the time or just before that, he escaped to US, and he was one of the founder directors of Indian American Muslim Council, if I'm not wrong. It's one of those alphabet soups. He was, you see,
I
so what I'm trying to say is the many groups and organizations that have sprouted out like hydras in US, they all have something to do with these radical elements, and they are the ones
it's
making the
all
most amount of noise. Go ahead, sir.
it's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. The same American Council, they invited this our former Vice President Hamid Ansari, if you remember, and
Yes,
he
yes,
made
yes, yes.
certain remarks. And the same organization has been doing many things like this, inviting these people. I mean, there are many other things happening. It doesn't happen, it's all part of a bigger plan. In Tamil Nadu, there is another person. He's Vetrimaran, something like that. I
Yeah,
was
yeah, 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 yeah.
he's one person who came out in the open against PFI ban. If I am correct, I'm not sure about his name, for but the same person, he attended a World Halal conference in Russia a few years back. What he has to do with halal conference, I really don't know. I really don't know. But so that shows where his sponsorship comes from. And he was also an attendee in Hyderabad, where TRS the other day became a national party. He was also one of the political leaders. I will get you his name before this show
Sure,
ends.
sure, sure, sure,
So,
sure.
so but these are the things that is happening in Kerala. I mean, all over India. So nothing is just a coincidence or anything like that. It's all planned. It's all a network, and the network is well connected. And I'm sure that PFI is not just like any other organization, like SIMI or earlier versions. They are much more advanced in their capabilities, as well as networking, as well as organization strength. And if you remember, PFI is the only Muslim organization in India which has not used the victim card. Have you ever noticed that? They never used victim card. They aggressively spoke against the RSS, and they threatened that we will finish off RSS and we will take over India. We will take over India. We will be ruling India by 2047. They said publicly in a press conference. Of course, it's through democratic process and all. I mean, those frills are always there, saving the republic, saving the Tiranga. So those things are always there. But they never played the victim card. They always said, we are aggressive, we will protect, we will come out, we will finish off RSS. So it's a very aggressive stand, and very, something very different with what we have seen in the past.
So, Rajesh ji, is the person you are mentioning, is it VCK's Tirumavalavan?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Tirumavalavan.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so
Tirumavalavan.
much. One of
Tirumavalavan.
our
Thank you, thank you.
followers, Saravanan Kanagaraj. Thank you, Saravanan. And he mentioned
Thank
this,
you,
and
thank you.
it
I'm so,
also, yeah,
Vetrimaran, the name was, lingering
yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
mind because of the today's controversy. He
He's
said
a
that
small-time
the
director. He's a
Chola,
small-time director. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Chola
yeah,
King.
he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
Chola kings are not Hindus.
Their ignorance knows no bounds, sir. That's all I can tell you. So,
And
um,
Anandji has given a very good reply. He said, yes, they were not Hindus. That's why they made that Brihadeshwara church,
yes, yes.
magnificent Brihadeshwara church. So, Kamal Hassan has also come out in support of Vetrimaran, I think.
So do you know what Dr. Swami says Kamal Hassan is?
No, I don't.
Pompous idiot.
Sir,
So we leave it,
is
sir.
this
It
act?
was his.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is an idiot or he is very clever. You never know.
Yeah, it's a politician's opinion about a fellow politician. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
not
yeah,
asking any
yeah, yeah,
aspersions here.
yeah,
So
yeah,
first,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah. So can we have the questions now, please? Let's begin from the beginning. And viewers continue to like this program. I'm surprised that it is kind of, peaking at some point. It should be going a lot more. Rajesh ji has unveiled information that I have not seen in any news media in the last few days. I mean, we are the first ones, as always. Tip of the spear. That's why you are coming and listening to PGurus, guys. First question: Goblet of Fire. I think it's Goblet of Fire. He's dropped the off. Ask Rajesh, how can common people help in intel gathering? How do they make sure that the information is not being received by PFI affiliated policemen?
Of course, central agencies will agencies like IB or R&AW or military intelligence, they will never have any direct public contact. But you can definitely alert the NIA. NIA is one organization. If there are, financial transactions or things like that, you can always alert. DRI is there, even CBI is there. So you can always alert them. And definitely you can use platforms like ours. 𝙒𝙤𝙤𝙦 News is there. There are nationalist platforms, online platforms, visual media, print. We are all working here in Kerala. So you can always alert us also. That's not an issue at all. But definitely the information needs to have, we need to have some proof and something useful for the agencies, because they will be definitely looking into it, and their time has a value. So, 90% of the information, we get lot of alerts during, even during these days, we got lot of information, pieces of information and all. But much of them, it's all hearsay and all, nothing like that. But actual, you cannot ignore them, because you never know which one is correct. So every piece of information is gathered and collated by the agencies. Even we journalists also do the same thing. So you can always alert us.
Next question, please. All about climate change and nations. Are Christians aware of activities by such organizations?
Yes, that is one positive thing, change which I have seen in the last few years. And even more than Hindu organizations, Christians are articulate about threats like love jihad. Even last month, in a diocese in North Kerala, the chief priest, I mean, he's a bishop or somebody. So he came out and he openly said, what all you say, there, love jihad is a reality in Kerala, and our girls have to be taken care of. That is one thing. So, if you all remember, there was a hand chopping case of Professor T.J. Joseph years back, and at that time, Christian community was very silent. They didn't even support the professor, and his wife ultimately committed suicide also in Kerala. The church didn't support him, because they didn't want to get into the controversy. But now things have changed. Now they very well know about the threat posed by radical Islamists, and there is even an organization called CASA, I think, Christian Movement. So they are very articulate. They are very articulate about the anti-national activities and targeting Hindu Christian girls, love jihad, land jihad, all sorts of jihad. So they are very aggressive and open, and even some bishops are also coming. So basically, there is a change of environment as far as Christian community is concerned in Kerala regarding this.
Next question from Akshay Kumar. Should we also suspect the Democratic US Party involved in this? US through allies triggering anti-Indian elements?
That is not for me to answer. Maybe perhaps Sree can answer it very well. But definitely, see, organizations like, as you mentioned, the Indian American Muslim Council and all, where are they? Who is backing them? Those things have to be probed, because that is one forum which is used completely for anti-India rhetoric and anti-India activities. And I'm unfortunate to say that our vice president, somebody who was our vice president, used that forum to, for anti-India remarks. It was very unfortunate. I don't want to go into that. I had done some videos also regarding that, but that was very unfortunate. So naturally, there could be support from all over the world for these kind of people. There are people who are not very happy about India's rise, But the other part, Sree may be able to clarify.
Well, Akshay, as far as I know, there are 35 people in the current Biden administration who basically carry a brief for Pakistan. They may be Pakistani Americans, they may be others, but certainly they have very, very, very strong feeling that they should help Pakistan. Remember that if 1 billion of aid goes from US to Pakistan, most likely 80% comes back in one way or the other. Kickbacks or arms sales, or people who are giving the money, they may also be getting this thing. Don't think that the white nations are not corrupt. Those days are gone. Everybody, if there is easy money, they are just putting their hand in the till, and everybody is using the same tax havens to salt their money away. Working for government has never been this profitable ever before. Ever before. It's you and I who are probably paying the taxes through our nose, who have fixed salaries, and we see inflation eating into our savings. We are the ones who are suffering. The babus are not suffering. Anyway, I tend to go on a rant on this topic. I'll stop there, but it is definitely possible. It is not the Democratic Party. Remember that there is Democratic Party, there is a Republican Party, and there is the infrastructure, the government. The government, you can also call it deep state if you want. They are the ones who are basically advising the minister, the president, and the secretaries, etc., etc. Nobody is going to go against that unless that person himself has been a bureaucrat. And you won't see a lot of bureaucrats turning into politicians. You'll see a lot of generals becoming politicians in US, but not bureaucrats, because that community thrives. That's all I can tell you. So next question, please. Dhruvit Kumar Talati, I don't know how to say. Rajesh Pillai, why don't you create detailed documents about all connections, involvement, then send it to Amit Shah and NIA and PMO, then watch the action? I think, how do you know he's not doing that, Dhruvit? And even if he's doing it or not doing it, he's not going to tell us. Don't answer this question, sir. It can be injurious to somebody's health. Come on now. Anyway, Raghavan R wants to know expert analysis and articulation with robust data and facts by Rajesh Pillai. Thank you, Sree Iyer. Question for Rajesh. How long do you think the rot will be cleaned off?
It will take time, sir. It will take time. It's not an easy job. It has to be done, with a lot of patience, and dismantling such a system, ecosystem created by these people is not a very easy task. And just don't think that with a ban everything will just go away. It won't, because they have created a big, robust ecosystem within the politics, and as well as in all spheres of life, in social life, everyday life, um, business, everything. So it's not easy. But let me tell you, if the agencies now, the onus is on the agencies, whether they are able to prove the money trail. If money trail is proved beyond question, then it can end. Because money, as Sriji was mentioning, the financial backing is the key to all these activities. If that can be stopped, that can be dismantled, then we have hope. Otherwise, the whole thing can come back in another new avatar, under a new name, under a new set of office bearers. And our missionary, yes, now it was I will call it a surgical strike, just like the other surgical strike. This was also a surgical strike done when they expected the least. So it is a surgical strike, but it doesn't happen every time. You know how government machinery works. So a new set of people with a new name, they can always come back. So dismantling the ecosystem created by them is a huge task. For that, the financial backing has to be stopped. So maybe let us hope it is done in the next few years to come. And de-radicalizing these people is also an important part. So I hope we'll do something constructive.
One good thing to look at for India is what is being put in place in Italy. That is, that the madrasas have to teach in the language that is spoken by that area's population. You can't put Arabic, Urdu into these things. And it should be something that will be approved, the madrasa's teachings, as well as the person who's going to be in charge. These things have to happen in India. Otherwise, that's you're creating more and more of this kind of problem. At least let's hope that the BJP will act proactively in regulating those things also. Let's go to the
I
next
am
question.
I
Yeah,
am
go
very
ahead, sir.
hopeful about that. I am very hopeful about that. This because this madrasa education is the actual issue. Actual issue. I mean, the brainwashing starts there. So definitely it has to be under government control and government decided curriculum. Why madrasa teaching? Why it can't be a normal school? That question also needs to be raised. I think definitely something will be done in the coming days. Sure.
Next question from William Dempster. Wow, eye-opening talk. How do we overcome this? Will debates and discussions solve anything when radicals are being prepped physically?
Debates and discussions will not actually solve the problem, as you and me everyone knows that, but it actually brings to the public platform awareness, the awareness that creates that is created by these discussions are really valuable. That creates an environment. So definitely discussions have to be there, but actions have to be followed by this.
Next question, please. Raghuram Chadalavada wants to know, do you think further action is coming against the supporters of a PFI in the coming days?
Definitely, it has to be there, sir, because at least from central agencies, not I don't have much hope here, but at least from central agencies, they need to have that follow-up actions. Otherwise, this is a futile exercise. This will become a futile exercise because they will definitely challenge it in the court. This will now go to a tribunal. So everywhere they will try to prove that they are innocent. Already, SDPI, the political party, is free. It has escaped the ban. It is free to organize campaigns. It's free to work in public space. So that is already there. So PFI will also definitely try for a comeback, and you can't imagine what will happen after that. So naturally, follow-up action will be there definitely.
Next question from Battle Axis. Is there any initiative for Christian and Hindu groups to come together and fight radical Islamist group?
I'm not aware of any, coming together as of now, but there are definitely discussions happening at various levels, politically also, and otherwise also groups. People are talking to each other, and there was a very large gathering at the Hindu Sammelan, which happened in Trivandrum in April, and the Christian organization, which I mentioned before, CASA, they had sent their representatives to that meeting, and they spoke also from the dais. So that is a welcome change, when when there is a common threat, naturally people tend to come together, and I think it is happening.
That brings us to a close for today's program. Thank you so much, Rajesh. Please like, share,
Thank
and
you, sir.
subscribe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Just let me finish my spiel. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Thank you once again, Rajesh. Namaskar.
Namaste ji.